Now let's see if everything starts up properly. I presume you can all hear me. Welcome to the stream, Sylveon, Jedog, Mr. Lee, Jerryman, Bart, YouTube, Pixel Boy, Leonardo, Jaden, and everyone else. Today I'll be playing the Mega Man fan game, Mega Man Dr. Wily Wanders Off. So without further ado, let's start this, and hope nothing breaks, as usual. It shouldn't crash as much as last week, that's for sure. Alright, here we go. Greetings everyone, my name is Zetterville, and I welcome you all to my blind live Let's Play of Mega Man Dr. Wily Wanders Off, an 8-bit Mega Man classic fan game developed by Oldradagast. The original was released on March 13th of 2015, with the latest patch being released about 4 days ago. So without further ado, let's begin. Here's a selection of 8 Roadmasters: Anvil Man, Gust Man, Crashed Man, Spiked Man, Lawnmower Man, Powerball Man, Blast Man, and Shield Woman. Choose who I should go after first. And yeah, all the arm sprites are taken from Mega Man. And yeah, all of the boss sprites are taken from either other Mega Man classic games, or in the case of Shield Woman, Roko-chan. Shield Woman is a victor. And as is a blind Let's Play, I apologize in advance for any silly mistakes or false assertions I'll make. Only jumping and shooting for this game, no sliding or charge shots. No E-Tank Cider. No EWM Tank Cider. Either twomps. Enjoy the funky MIDI remixes playing in the background. Enjoy the MIDI remixes playing in the background. Enjoy the MIDI remixes playing in the background, by the way. Enjoy the MIDI remixes playing in the background. I first heard about this game once I saw part of the stream done by Nathaniel Hoover. Well, first that, I should not have moved as fast. Unfortunately, this game supports only keyboard controls. Thankfully, this game supports a feature which will make some of the harder levels a lot more manageable, and effectively give me infinite lives, and will effectively give me infinite lives. For an RM called Shield Woman, I expected there to be shield attackers already. As you can tell, the physics are a bit different. Also feels like Mega Man has some sort of improved armor. Enemies don't really deal that much damage to me. And my amount of knockback is reduced. And now a Shield Woman stage. Whoa, some of the objects are not despawning. And that's it, down she goes. And by defeating her, we get the Shield of Shields. Who should I go after next? Hey Vincenzo. Last man it is. I thought Rock'n'Roll was a fine Mega Man Classic fan game, a decent one. Although it has some issues with character balance. And the amount of damage bosses deal to us, and the amount of damage that's dealt to players. And the amount of damage that's dealt to player by bosses. Now here's the feature I was talking about earlier, which makes me have basically infinite lives. This game actually supports save states. Yeah, it's a fan game that has save state support. We barely see those. Oh yeah, don't shoot these are explosive. The sad thing is, unlike the original Crash Man stage, this has many more explosive gimmicks. And explosive enemies. It's not really a fan-made Mega Man emulator, but they programmed in save and load state support into the fan game itself. This was made in Game Maker, by the way. And unlike the previous stage, this actually has a gimmick. Yeah, you can program in save and load state support into Game Maker games. Apparently. We only have support for 2 slots each, though. We only have support for 2 slots, though. But oh, how I wish I had this feature for many other fan games. Of course, considering how easy this game is so far, I don't think I need the save and load state support. Alright, I should try out the Shield of Shields. Here it is. Doesn't protect me against projectiles, though. Okay, I thought it was gonna stay up longer. Let me try it again. However, you can keep it up while using a regular buster. So here's Blast Man. You know, unlike Shield Woman, he actually has a pattern. A simplistic pattern, but it's a pattern nonetheless. And he actually posed a modicum of a challenge. And he actually posed somewhat of a challenge to me. And by defeating him, I get the Blast Shell. Who's up next? Gustman it is. This game does not come with a level editor, Vincenzo. Most of these fan games don't. And no, this was not made with Megamix. In fact, this came out before Magma 2 was even out. It was made using... The devs used their own custom engine for this. Whoa. So, fortifying Crash Bomb, essentially. Now the shield weapon's awesome because they can always keep it on. But it lasts for a limited amount of time, so I need to be careful. Okay. So basically like a spring. Whoa. Safety strats. Unfortunately, when streaming this game, it seems it can be a bit choppy. The main offender are the clouds here. It's not so much the game is GPU bound, more CPU bound. All I can say is the Blast Shell is a good special weapon. In fact, for this game standard, maybe too good. Hello, I'd like to use a weapon. Okay, you're immune against it. What do you take extra damage from the Buster? By downloading the Magma 2 Dev Kit, Vincenzo. Right now though, it's been replaced with the Megamix engine. Right now though, it's been replaced with the Megamix engine. Bit of a close one there, as I didn't suss out the pattern. I didn't suss out the pattern correctly. And by defeating him, I get the Gust Cannon. Who's next? Powerball Man it is. This game technically has a sequel as well, and if I have enough time left over in the stream, I will cover it. Also, these ball cannons actually deal a sizable chunk of damage to me, relative to everything else in the game so far. Let's see, how does the Gust Cannon work? Okay. I still think I like the Blast Shell more. Oops. I mean, it just one-shots the ball cannons. Bye, Mr. Lee. And don't worry, this has Mega Man 2 spike physics, not Mega Man 1. So don't worry about damage whizzing through the spikes. Also, I feel this game's drop rate is higher than usual. Alrighty then, I guess you're immune against this. Seems like for the tallies, they're guaranteed to drop something. Almost guaranteed. Hey, at least unlike many other Mega Man Classic fan games of the lower tier, Hey, unlike most other lower tier Mega Man Classic fan games, at least this one doesn't have janky transitions. Hey, I certainly like this game more than the previous one I played last week. Hey, I certainly like this fan game more than the one I played 2 weeks ago. It actually has stage gimmicks that it uses. Not well, mind you, but it at least has them for most of the levels. Wise Return failed at that. Oh well. These are the same ball cannons as before, by the way. And they're indestructible. Mind you, I can't slide, so... That got a bit scary at the end. And by defeating him, I get the Powerball. Next up... Crash Man it is. Wow, a point hand holding an arrow window. I'm surprised we didn't see this enemy sooner. Oh. Yeah, you know what. And they try dropping it on you. You know... Okay, that was strange. For some reason, jumping didn't work properly off of there. I guess I mistimed it. Now let's try out the Powerball. Again, I'll go with the Blast Shell. It's the better all-rounder. Oh, okay, these are not Yoko blocks. Seems that the longer we get into some of these stages, the laggier it gets. By the way, whenever you see these purple borders, you'll see where the fleas will jump out. You can. By the way, wherever these purple borders are in the background, that's where the fleas will jump out of. So that's proper telegraphing. When I heard the name Crashed Man, I was thinking of another Explosive Sword Master. Not the software kind. Thank you for putting a weapon farm before the boss battle, although I doubt I need it. This game's drop rate is super generous. Windows ME. Get away from me, boom signs. It absorbs my shots. The boom windows don't really harm me. They just eat up my shots. And of course, that arcing projectile. This is where I really wish I had sliding. Or the ability to button mash. Where's antivirus software where we need it? Yeah, that arcing projectile, it even locks onto you if it's off screen. So far, this is the hardest fight of the game, but that's because of how damage tanky the boom windows are. And because I can't outrun him easily. There we go. Crashed Man has been defeated. And by defeating him, we get the system crash. Hopefully this won't crash the game. Who's next? Anvil Man it is. And yes, Dr. Wily made these RMs while drunk. That explains a lot. And wow, an actual anvil enemy. You know, I kind of feel this game is slightly better than Wily's Return. Most of these stages actually have gimmicks. They're not utilized well, of course, but at the very least, it makes the stages feel distinct. And blend in less with each other. For instance, this stage's gimmick are the collapsing platforms. Let's try it out. Doesn't seem to be doing much. Am I missing something? Probably am. Probably works better against certain enemies and Roadmasters. The anvil enemies are fun, and quite appropriate as to their function. We have both the classic anvils and the cartoon. We have both the classic anvils and the cartoon. We have both the classic anvils and the more cartoony falling anvils. Sadly, the falling anvils don't affect the collapsing blocks. That would have been an interesting interaction. What are your attacks? Alright then. You're like Blockman. Before Blockman even. Down he goes. This game was released in 2015, so he predates Blockman, and by defeating him we get the anvil drop. So I'll flip a coin for the last one. Spikeman's the victor. Oh boy, it didn't actually clear the data. Hold on. Let's see if this fixes it. Yeah, I fixed it, I think. Yeah, the game doesn't properly despawn objects, it seems. The only way it seems to despawn properly is if you die and repeat, apparently. Actually, hold on for a moment. Let me fix this. And here we are back. Part of the lag issues is due to me streaming. Apparently this game is CPU bound more than I thought. Maybe I can fix that. I Despite the game's physics being somewhat off, the controls are rather responsive. And that game is Dark Legacy, Sylveon. I'll probably cover it right after this one. I didn't expect this game to be this short. It feels like all the stages need to be at least 33% or 50% longer. One of the reasons why I'm powering through them is because enemies don't really deal that much damage to me, and I take less knockback. And none of the challenges are too scary. Let's try the Anvil Drop. So Droth's right on top of me. This wouldn't be. I wouldn't mind it too much if it. I wouldn't mind it too much if it actually draw 3 anvils at once. Right now, it just feels meh to me. And now Spike Man. Quite tame on the number of spikes, to be honest. I expected a spike drop section somewhere. Uh-oh, the ceiling is collapsing. And he got me anyways. Hi, Cyanus. Something else I noticed is that the boss invulnerability frames are too short. At least for this boss, I had to worry of being instantly killed by the falling ceiling, and by defeating him I get the spike ball. So off to Lawnmower Man. Oh, rats. Do you see the spikes in here? Yeah. At least they don't instantly kill you. So this is the piercing weapon of the game. It kinda reminds me of Cryoman from Revolution. Wait a minute, this eats up enemy bullets too. Okay, this is a somewhat useful weapon. More specifically against Sniper Joes and Hammer Joes, if the latter ever appears in this game. This is probably Shield Woman's weakness. Ran right into that. I need to pay more attention. Agreed, Jerry Man. It seems that some enemies are immune to the blast shell, so it doesn't just reign completely supreme. Aren't you gonna fire there? Alright, Symmetron. Geesh, those are rather durable. Aren't any of you gonna start firing at me? Did you run out of breath? At last, a stage that poses somewhat of a challenge. Mainly due to the enemies. I guess they're all out of breath now. Okay, you regain your breath. I suppose the ones at the start were the decoy statues. These are the real deal. Wily ran out of money by drinking too much. Wily spent most of his money on beer. Wily spent most of his money on alcohol. So he couldn't afford all the bots. Oh no. That's alright. Almost made it. And down he goes. Him and his cat-sounding lawnmowers, and by defeating him with the lawnmower blade. In the gloom of night and rain, you can see Dr. Wily's partly completed fortress. Lights gleam through the half-finished superstructure. Now is the time to strike, before he is prepared. Now is the time to strike, before he is prepared. Stage 1, approaching the fortress. Let's see how it sounds like when we have it. Yeah, it sounds like a cat. So I'll call it the cat mower blade from here on out. Oh, wait a minute, it actually shows the holes in the ground too. That's useful. Hilariously enough, in this game, the Metaur is actually one of the more dangerous enemies. Because of how much damage... at least I feel like some of the more dangerous enemies. So now it's Wily 1. Oh no, never mind. We've now entered the gatehouse. And we made it to the end. Alright then. Do you have a critical phase? Well, not exactly. And there we have it, a perfect round the boss. You have entered Wily's fortress and are now passing through the unfinished halls and tunnels. You're getting closer, but there are still many. You're getting closer, but there are still many dangers in your path. Also, no drawing the line. Shame. I doubted Sinus. I doubted Cyan. I get the feeling the sound effect got muffled or something. Sorry about that, Sylveon. Yesterday, and to a lesser extent today, I don't think I got enough sleep. It's only befitting of a Fortress team, to be honest. It's only befitting of a Fortress team, Jedok. The Blast Shell continuing its trend as being my favorite weapon of the game. It probably should have used 3 ammo instead of 2. Combined with the better drop rate, well, I can tear through basically everything. If anything, this kind of has a reverse problem of rock and roll. If anything, this kind of has a reverse... Never mind. All the enemies should deal more damage to me, at least 1 or 2. Well, outside of the big eyes, super ball cannons, and metars, those are fine. Alright, who's next up? What? Beer? So in order to damage the boss, I need to fire his projectiles back at it. Well, this battle was easier than the first one, despite me taking more damage. Deep within Wily's fortress, a tower looms above you. You'll have to climb its dangerous heights and face the enemies within before you can reach your goal. Electric projectiles which you have to shoot. Electric projectiles which you have to deflect back at the boss. If anything, it should have had another attack. Or a more complicated pattern. Even the first fortress boss actually had 2 attacks. Now, one thing this game gets right is the reuse of all the gimmicks in the fortress stages. More than a few fan games failed at doing this properly. They only use a few of the gimmicks. They only use a few of the gimmicks at most. Oh yeah, something very important I forgot to mention during the start of this LP. All the enemies also have weaknesses. When I say weaknesses, I mean special weapon weaknesses, which deal extra damage to them. For instance, as I predicted, the Spike Ball is super effective against Sniper Joe, not only because it deletes his projectiles, but also because it deals extra damage to him. True that, they're mostly good. True that. The compositions, how relevant they are to the stages, is usually decent. It's just the tracks themselves which are a bit off. Who's next? Dark Wizard? And now you have 3 attacks. Goodbye. You're the first fortress boss which actually felt appropriate for a fortress boss. With the outer defenses of the fortress breached, you head deeper into the looming darkness. You've been down this road before. You know what awaits you before you waste Wily himself. That being the Hatches room. Unfortunately, tap jumping is a bit more of a problem. That's what makes Metars more dangerous in this game. You know what, let me game over just to be safe. Good, we're set back to full, no problems whatsoever. I always thought Solar Blaze's palette was slightly different from the Firestorm's, but I may be misremembering. It could be just one shade off. A place where the shield is actually very useful. Now, if it only stayed up for longer, it'd be even more useful. Alright, rematch room. Let's do this in clockwise order, starting from the bottom left. Let's see, what would you be weak to? Okay. Let's try it again. No. Anvil drop? No. It deals more damage, but... Spike shot? Oh. Okay, I see the problem. Yeah, I don't think I have his weakness, or I don't get what the weakness is. The Buster is better anyways. You're more man. No, you're Gust man. Yeah, of course it'd be the Anvil drop. Anvil man. Okay, I think it's this. No? Oh, I got reset. Okay. And die. So Anvil Man's weakness is the Blast Shell. Multi-hits. Pretty much destroys him. Lawnmower Man. Of course, it disables the systems. Oh, the annoying part is I can't cancel out of it easily. He's weak to the system crash as it crashes the systems. And now he decides to use that more annoying attack more often. I forget who you were. Oh, Powerball Man. And the Spike Shot just pops it. And the Spike Ball just pops the balls. And the Spike Ball just pops the balloons. I thought it'd be super effective in Shield Woman though. Let's see, Blast Man. No? Just like Crash Man. So the only two left are the Powerball and the Shining Shield. And the Shield of Shields. So this must be the Shield of Shields. No? Alright then. Gust Cannon? What could it be then? Also the Moorblade? Well, I guess it works. In that case... I'm not sure what she's weak to then. Powerball? Not the shield itself. This works very effectively. I guess we had two bosses weak to the Blast Shell, incidentally. Or it's just that good. Isn't that Kozak's machine? Hello, Block Dropper. Did you steal this machine during the last conference with other mad scientists? Is that it? Nope, of course it isn't. It couldn't be that easy. So not only does he teleports me around too. That's alright, I was low on health anyways. Let's try this again. I have a hunch that this is his weakness. It's when he teleports to the left. It's when he teleports to the left where it's harder to dodge. It's mainly those tree glowing orbs which are the biggest problem. Can't fire high enough. Trying to suss out a weakness. Teleported me right on top of the fire. That's not fair. Nope. I have a hunch it's a blast shell. Or the power ball, or the More Blade. But I also have the sneaking suspicion that he's immune to all of them. Come on, please teleport into a better spot. Stop doing this, Wily. Of course, he's immune. Alright, last chance, More Blade. Please teleport into a better location. Yeah, no. Going to have to do this buster only, it seems. Time to save scum. I can influence where he teleports to, too. I can also influence where he teleports to by save scumming more. Really? Those are the biggest problems, especially as I can't slide. Yeah, my least favorite fight of the game. Only if because of those orbs. And because you can teleport you right onto the fire. Again, I don't mind him teleporting you around. Where I have problems are with the orbs. And I can probably only get 1 or 2 shots in per cycle, too. Sorry if I'm saving and loading a lot here. Another unfair one there. I guess he fires extra if you hit him more than once. But down Wily goes. Dr. Wily is defeated, and his plan to conquer the world with a horde of poorly planned but somehow still dangerous robots lies in ruins. Wily will be spending a long time in prison without any beer. Most of his robots weren't really that dangerous. Really, his most dangerous robot was Crashed Man, as well as his own machine. Alright, so here are my overall thoughts on Wily Wanders Off as a whole. This was probably a lower tier Mega Man Classic fan game. Thank you for making the game as well. Graphics and music were okay. We had the funky MIDI tracks playing in the background, and graphics were acceptable. Even the new enemies added in the game felt like they would fit in a Mega Man Classic universe. My biggest issues lie in the gameplay itself. First off, what I liked. I love how this game introduced a save state and load state feature, so even if you die a lot, you can use them to your advantage. You can even use them during the middle of boss battles. Most fan games don't even implement it. Most fan games don't even try implementing this feature. Even the really good ones like Rock Force, the Magmo series, even the really good ones like Rock Force and Super Fighting Robot don't even try. So props for that. And I do like how all the stages actually have a discernible gimmick. Maybe outside of Shield Woman though. I need shield attackers and a shield gimmick. So it made the stages feel a bit more distinct. However, my biggest issues are that the gimmicks, even though they are in the stages, they aren't really used to the fullest extent, or even used to an okay extent for the most part. And both enemies and gimmicks didn't really have a good introduction didn't really have a solid introduction curve for the most part, and there wasn't really a climax to any of the stages. In fact, I say that most of the stages felt too easy, mainly as most enemies don't really deal much damage to you, outside of the Big Eyes, Metars, and one other enemy type. Excuse me. Really, the only tough bosses were Crashed Man and the Wily Machine and the Wily Saucer. Of course, the latter one was more due to unfair tactics more than anything else. Of course, the latter one was more due to unfairness, I feel. All the special weapons felt fun to use, although I say the blast shell eclipses all the other ones, due to only costing 2 ammo and being an explosive weapon that multi-hits. It really should cost 3 or 4 ammo to use instead. Plus, there are weapons like the Shield of Shields and the System Crash, which are barely useful. The Shield of Shields should transition over to a more damage-based shield. Or make it more obvious when it's going to dissipate. And System Crash needs a better secondary. The rest of the special weapons felt okay to decent at the very least. So would I recommend this title? Not really. There are many better Mega Man fan games out there. I'd still rate this better than Wily's Return though. Well then, I hope you all enjoyed my Let's Play of Wily Wanders Off, viewers. If you enjoyed this Let's Play, please rate, comment, favorite, and or subscribe, as they all help with the channel. Don't forget to follow me on Twitter as well, and join my Discord server, as I regularly post updates there. Thanks for watching, and I hope to see you all in a future Let's Play. And before I forget, my other issue was how laggy the game could get. I have a gut feeling that, unless you die, many of the previous game objects don't get cleared from memory, so they compete for the CPU's time. And in the future, yes, there will be a drunk Wily emoji, Sylveon. That's the perfect one. Also, for the Fortress bosses, especially for the first two, they should have had one more attack each. Especially the root beer machine. That was just too simplistic. And sorry for the shorter stream, viewers. I wanted to cover just one game this week, so that'll be it. However, I will be running another stream in about 7 hours or so, where I'll be covering more Cook Serve Delicious Tree. And remember folks, don't drink and drive, or in Wise's case, drink and produce evil Wallybot. Or in Wise's case, drink and manufacture Wallybots. See ya everyone!